Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG-TV with Dan the Voice Dykeman, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome in, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG-TV, along with Paul and Bill. I am the voice, radio man Dan Diker. Lots to talk about on the program today. Segment one, of course, is our video recap of Crosse Speedway. If you were not there last weekend, one of the most thrilling races to me, we haven't even had in many, many years at La Crosse. We had not one, but two Faster Pastor races. And the first Faster Pastor race was so exciting, and there was so much wrecking going on. We're going to show you the whole thing in segment two today. How about that?
That's going to be a lot of fun. If you missed it out on Saturday night, stay tuned. You're going to get to see it all in action.
Segment three, Donn Lee Stueck, one of the longtime supporters and board of directors with the Dick Trickle Memorial Project, is going to join us as we taped him at the Dick Trickle dedication. Before we get into all that Faster Pastor race, man, that was something else, I'll tell you what. It's been on my head for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Great sponsors, and I bet you Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. I wonder if they've hired extra staff for the past 3 weeks.
You would think they would need it, but we got to thank our title sponsor, Big Boar Barbecue, once again voted #1 in La Crosse County for what, I believe the seventh year in a row now.
And we will be doing the TV show there on July 7th, Wednesday, July 7th, during their Big Boar car cruise, car show that night. Matt Henderson's going to have both of his cars out there. And we look forward to that. And we're going to make Paul wear gloves when he's around food. Go ahead, Bill.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. If you went through that hot streak last week and your air conditioner shut down on you, it's your own darn fault. You should have been calling Carey Heating and Air Conditioning to get a tune-up on that thing. So now you have the chance. Call Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Get that thing fixed now. Fansarena.com. Great duds that they provide us with right here. And they gave us really cool radio duds, too. And, of course, Epic Media and Vinyl and Back 40 Wraps. Great sign that they put right there behind Paul. Thank you all for being advertising partners in the 2021 season.
Quick reminder, advance tickets are now on sale at lacrossespeedway.com for the June 26th Smash-A-Rama. Matter of fact, I was tooling around on the website. You can buy advance tickets to almost every race this year at La Crosse Speedway right now, or street drag. So it's lacrossespeedway.com. Right there on the top, it's going to be a little green button that says online tickets. Click on that, and you can get your advance tickets right now. And I think if you do, you're going to save yourself a couple of dollars from what I just saw.
And I think it's streetdragslax.com for street drag tickets.
Yeah, well, you can get them right here.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah, I just surprised myself here a couple of minutes ago. Something that really surprised everybody at La Crosse Speedway on Saturday night was the first time, and I cannot remember how long. It's like someone getting 4 feature wins in a row in the sportsman division. I can't remember the last time that happened. When was the last time Steve Carlson had the pole for a 25-lap feature?
That's very rare. Maybe when he was a rookie in the Seabury late models.
He did it Saturday night, and we're going to show the last couple of laps of this one as Steve's lead was quite enormous. Some really good racing was going on before then, though, between Michael Hager, Billy Moen, Adam Degenhardt, Steve Bachman. That group of drivers, about 4 or 5 of them, were kind of stuck together there for a little bit. Carlson, well, he takes off. Michael Hager, best run he's ever had at La Crosse, and he was really hyping up on his Facebook this week. Best finish he's ever had. So the best racing to me was like 5th through 12th. You had Nick Merchick, you had Jacob Gady, you had Brent Kirshner, Matt Henderson, Nick Clements. I mean, there was a bunch of them all wadded up back there. But Steve Carlson, from pole to victory lane, just like that, said that matter of fact, they were so not impressed with his race car, he even went out and did practice on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, they obviously when you see Carlson practicing on a Saturday afternoon before everybody gets there, he's either searching for some more speed because he's looking for a championship, or he's looking for more speed because he hasn't been that fast at the beginning of the year. Obviously, they found something that transferred over to the feature that night because, wow, I mean, he was untouchable.
Going to be a thrilling one here Saturday night. 2 20-lappers for the NASCAR late models. Sam Niles does it again.
Yeah, he gets the lucky draw again. I don't understand how he keeps finding his way through these packs so fast, but wow, he gets to the front. he will bring Bill Schott with him. Him and Bill Schott had a great race 2 weeks ago. Schott would shoot to the front with him by the third lap here, and then it was just a matter of could Schott reel in the 28 car. As you see right here over the last 3 laps, Niles starts to put a little distance between himself and Schott. Unprecedented 4th feature win in a row for that 28 car.
We had 4 modifieds there Saturday night. A 5th one will be there this week as the Sidewinder Kevin Seidler is going to be back. And it was really cool to see Randy Humfeld back behind the wheel of Sportsman
that
this
was
week.
awesome.
Surprised everybody. Ended up with a little bit of a front-end damage, but it was pretty cosmetic through that race. And remember that? It was 2017, Humfeld's last championship year. And I'll never forget this because this has never happened. Qualified fastest 13 times that year.
Yes, I
Remember we
know
were
that.
talking about building him his own chair?
And I think we've had we've had 5 weeks of racing, I think it is.
Yes.
And we've had darn near a different fast qualifier each week.
Yes.
Hobby Stocks, Tom Farr, talking about fast qualifiers, brought a different car out, Paul, and he nailed qualifying. Feature a little bit different.
Yes, a great side-by-side battle for several laps between Anna Moore, who happened to be driving Brendan Gallagher's Hobby Stock, and Tom Farr. They went side-by-side. Then, coming out of turn 2, Farah tried to go to the low side with 5 to go. Unfortunately, that move backfired on them as Moore pulled away.
It was an interesting crisscross, though.
Yeah,
it was interesting. Because that's a big money he's got right there.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Ends up, Moore drives off and claims the victory.
Family-friendly Hornets. When you look at the Barney family on Saturday night, not only did earlier in the evening Kiana Barney pick up her first ever win in the Hornet division, she got to watch her dad go down and pick up the feature win in the Hornet division, as you see the last 2 right here. What was really cool, Rob Schleifer, I tell you what, he's got a brand new Hornet with some big fat tires on that thing. You got to watch that this year. He's going to be a contender. Kiana Barney wins the race. Andy is already sitting outside the winner's circle taking pictures. He's in the winner's circle. Here comes Jaden Schock, her other sister, out of the grandstands. And you talk about tears. I mean, the whole family was just crying in victory lane. It was so emotional. Well, I find out afterwards, Kiana Barney was in full-fledged tears when the white flag came out in her heat race.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
She knew she was going to get a win. I mean, that's, what and it was her sweet 16th birthday present as well.
There you go. And she has a fast car. I mean, Jimmy Bjorkman proved that last year when he drove it a couple of times. And she's tried to make it fast a couple of times, only to meet with not so good results. But finally, she gets a good result out of this. That was awesome.
One of Billy's favorite street stock drivers went out and got lucky Saturday night.
Saturday night, yeah, looks like Zach Leach is going to get another one. But yellow flag flies with a couple laps to go, tightens them up. Here comes our buddy, 35-year veteran, steady Al Bartles. Bartles is going to get by Leach. He's going to pick up the victory. I think he's got the point lead now after that victory. And 35 years on quarter-mile tracks, half-mile tracks. Bartles is just ageless when it comes to racing these.
Let's see. No, John Hebner still leads street stocks. Al Bartles 13 back in
13
third.
back? Okay, well, it's going to be a good one to watch them too.
Things are tightening up. 17 points separates the top 5, and Rob Stanfield's in 5th. So this thing was a pretty intense race over the weekend, and that in the regular 6-cylinders, they're really going to tighten some things up. Matter of fact, Al Bartles is tied for 2nd in the 6-shooters. 8 points separate the top 5, and the top 3 are all tied for 2nd after 2 races with the 6-shooters.
Well, we only got about a minute and a half left. Why don't you give the rest of the points?
Big night Saturday night. No, I have something more important
You
to
have
discuss.
something more important?
Yep.
Fan photo at the Lacrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. One of the area's favorites. Did you see the new poster that came out that goes to the first 500 people?
I have not. I have to
It
look
is
it out.
nice. It is. We're going to show Paul during the commercial break here. Everybody's on there. What a mixture of stars and their cars. Minnesota, Wisconsin. First 500 people through the gate. You get one of those posters and hold on to it because all the drivers
They're going to be down there.
Are going to be on the front straightaway, and they'll sign every single one of those, all the NASCAR late models. And I keep telling the kids, and I tell them every year, bring grocery bags.
Yes.
Bring plastic bags because the amount of candy and Freezy Pops and milk and prizes and stuff the drivers are giving out.
Bicycles.
Well, you can't fit that in a bag. You can sure get that back in the grandstands.
Yeah.
Fan photo coming up Saturday night. Stay with us. We're just getting started right here on KQEG TV.
Would you like a job making people happy? Well, I believe we can help you out. Big Boar Barbecue and Catering has openings for both full and part-time work. Days, nights, or weekends. Need to be free on weekends or need to be done by the time the kids get out of school? We can work with that. We need hard-working, energetic people who love to make people happy because our food makes everybody happy. Join the team at Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16, West Salem. Now that's a mouthful.
Big Boar Barbecue.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome back, race fans. Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, Bill, Paul, and myself, the voice, radio man, Dan Diker. One of the most interesting races we had at Crosse Speedway last weekend wasn't one of our regular divisions, even though we had a ton of late models. We had 27, 28?
Yes, 27.
All the divisions well represented last week. The Faster Pastors were back, and I think this was the first time in at least 3 years that I can remember that the Faster Pastors have been back. It had been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Well, last time they ran all the Thunderstock drivers' cars.
Yep, and obviously COVID kind of wiped out a bunch of special events from last year. But wow, we got two, what is it, over 20 of them that showed up this year?
I think there was 20 because we didn't know by the time I got down to the winner's circle, because Pastor Andy's the one that announces this for us. Here comes the first practice section, then a second, third, fourth, fifth. I thought, where did Chuck get all these cars at? These are all house cars.
Yeah.
And then there was so many, they had, well, we didn't know at the time, a pro Faster Pastor division, which we're going to show you here in a minute. And then they had so many, they had a rookie Faster Pastor division. Chuck got himself some good junk cars, too, because I tell you, at least 10 of these cars into both features, you could run on a regular basis at La Crosse on a Saturday night.
And I think after you watch the end of this one, you got a couple more to get smashed by a couple of monster trucks here coming up at the end of the month. But this is what the first Faster Pastor feature looked like.
Who we got in here?
Mike Hyman, Temple Baptist Church.
Mike Hyman from Temple Baptist.
Scott Burrow.
Oh, Scott Burrow. I've heard of him. One of my sons. Who we got in here?
Jason Schachman, Prince of Peace Lutheran Church right here in West Salem.
All right.
Sharon Mills from Galesville Baptist.
All right. Good. Oh, I know this guy.
Mark Stoffaker, Berean Baptist.
Well, look at it.
Jim Sahlstrom, Berean Baptist.
Daniel Habegger, Temple Baptist Church.
Took over my church.
John Hofeld, West Salem Baptist.
All right. A lot of battling Baptists here. All right. Now they know they're supposed to go around the track and see who can end up first, not trying to take out their neighbor. Hopefully they won't overrun the tow truck. Some of them probably couldn't keep up with it anyway.
Oh, Pastor, you gotta go behind the wall.
Yes, they get a little touchy about that. You might want to save your birthday.
Yes, I will. They really are driving like a bunch of pastors, I can tell you that. I don't think Stauffacher's car is going to make it.
Next time, tell them to keep their arms in the car. That one could get hurt.
One lap, here he comes.
That is called Rubbin is Racing. And I'll tell you what, there was a 100% off part sale from the entry to turn 1 all the way around turn 4 on 2 laps. It was, I've never seen pastors race like that before.
Yeah,
That was wild.
They race like pros. They race like they really didn't like each other.
That was intense. That was, luckily enough, I wasn't announced. I think I would have lost my voice with this sinus thing coming out at the same time, just calling that faster pastor race. So.
Baptist, Catholic, Baptist, Catholic.
Nice job. And well, Pastor Andy did say that it was like a battle of the Baptists, because I think there were at least 6 or 7 pastors from 7 different Baptist churches out there. So he's a man of the Lord. He can make fun of that kind of stuff.
Yes, he can. Yeah, he's got a free pass.
Yeah,
We just laugh along with him. When we come back, we're going to take you back one more time. Our final interview that we captured from the Dick Trickle Memorial dedication. Longtime board member and man with a shovel, Donn Lee Stueck, is next on KQEG TV.
Would you like a job making people happy? Well, I believe we can help you out. Big Boar Barbecue and Catering has openings for both full and part-time work. Days, nights, or weekends. Need to be free on weekends or need to be done by the time the kids get out of school? We can work with that. We need hardworking, energetic people who love to make people happy because our food makes everybody happy. Join the team at Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16, West Salem. Now that's a mouthful.
Big Boar Barbecue.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter. Like figuring out which remote turns the TV on, or the smell in the vegetable crisper that in no way can be vegetables, or finding your phone when you leave it on vibrate. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome back, race fans. KQEG TV. Oh, let's see, George McCarthy. You can bring that over here, George, if you need to. They stopped at the cheese store on the way up here that we obviously missed, and our good friend George McCarthy from Mississippi Thunder Speedway has got some.
Are you about to fill your face?
I'm thinking so. So we need to introduce our next guest here in just a second. Holy cow! Look at this here.
Settle down there, garbage gut.
Now this is
we
Bloody
got a
Mary.
TV show
You
to
ever
do
had
here.
Bloody Mary curds? Bill, get
no,
one.
thank you. I'm good.
Oh, it squeaks. Oh, that's good stuff. It's squeaky.
Be better with a beer.
You got that right. You know, we've talked to a lot of.
I've been told.
Yeah. You know, we've had a lot of people on the stars and the cars of days past. We've talked with the family members. We've had Tom, we've had Marv on, but we wanted to get somebody on that was behind the scenes
of where we get to sit today. And Donn Lee Stueck was one of the originators, one of the creators, one of the brain trust behind getting this thing done. From day one to today, did you ever think you were going to get it completed?
We knew we'd get it done. I did anyway. I just didn't know how much time it would take, how long it would take. And, well, 7 years, I guess that's not so bad. I had people come up to me on the side and say, oh, you guys got to cut it back. You got to cut it back. You got to make it smaller. You're never going to raise that kind of money. I had another guy come up to me and says, you should have been done with that 2 years ago. I had other people say, we don't know if you're going to get it. And all I kept saying was, well, don't ever tell a bunch of old guys that they can't get something done.
Especially a bunch of old guys who are used to getting their way and getting it done.
See, so popular.
True. I got to get rid of this.
Yep, there we go. We'll take care of that message right there.
So anyways, we've watched the entire progression through the years, and Don and I have become really good friends, not only from Oktoberfest, but through Facebook and watching what they've done up here. And Billy's probably going to ask you this question straight on about his thoughts on standing out here and looking up this way.
Yeah, we've asked the other guys, and I'll ask you, the way it sits right now, when you stand right there on that checkered flag board there, and you look forward and you look at the progress you made from day one 7 years ago to now, number one, how does it make you feel? Number two, how proud you got to be of what you've done?
Well, it's a great feeling of accomplishment, no doubt. When you do work like the construction part, it's instant gratification because you can see what got done, and I'm very proud of not so much my efforts, because I told those guys when I joined the team, I said, I'm a worker bee, I'm a workhorse, I'm not a financial contributor, just due to my position in life. And I guess I've always been that way as far as working goes, and I want to call it community service aspect. My dad, my brother and I, for example, like 140 plus years in volunteer fire service. But I'm very proud of what we as a group accomplished, and probably my bulwark. The first thing we did up here was site preparation, and right where we're sitting, directly under us, about 5 feet down, there's this 6-inch drain tile. This was a frog pond, literally.
Oh, really?
When we broke ground, there was frogs right where we broke ground right here where we're sitting, and there was this much water.
Holy cow!
So the first thing we had to do was get rid of it. So we're in a trench. Gary Erickson and I are in a trench 4 feet deep, and it's late October, and there's snowflakes flying down, and we're down in the mud. Excavators behind us, and we're leveling tile and stuff and taking it through here. And Marv looks down at me and Gary down in the trench. He says, there sure as hell is something wrong with this picture. I says, what's that, Marv? He says, all this work going on, and the youngest guy in the trench is damn near 70.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that was just our attitude all the way through. We knew we could do it. We had a team of volunteers, mostly retired guys, and I want to tell you what, one of them had a high level of expertise in concrete work. I mean, that's what Gary's brother Tom, and he was our real go-to genius. And from there, it was just guys that tell me what to do, I'll do it. And we hired the porous pave. We hired the stonework. We paid for somebody excavating, and how many 100 tons of rock? We hired the sculptor. And the vinyl artist, we had a lot of donations, and we hired the granite work. All the rest of it was all done by guys that are walking around here.
And you know the coolest thing, Billy and I, we talked about this months ago. You don't see anybody gloating. You don't see anybody ego tripping, and you never saw someone try to get to the front of the pile to take credit for this. This was a team effort like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, great team and group effort to get to this point.
I would totally agree. It was what can we do today? There was a lot of sweat. There was even a little bit of blood. There was a pile of clay in the back here before we actually started construction, and we were laying out batter boards and pulling strings and stuff. And Tom wanted to do something on top of that clay pile. I says, Tom, don't go up there. I'll do that. Tom, don't go up there. Tom, don't do that. I'll get that. Don't tell Tom Reffner he's not going to do something. Next time I looked, Tom was laying in the bottom of the trench.
Holy cow.
A little bit of blood, not a lot, but I thought this is going to be a bad one. So,
but then we get the dedication today. Hopefully the weather stays favorable, and we've got more and more people showing up right now.
at the end of the day, in you and the members that put this together, and you look at each other, it's got to be such a look of confidence, not a look of closure that, hey, the dedication's done, we're going home now, because this isn't going anywhere, and it's because of you guys.
It's going to be here for a while, longer than any of us. But the big thing is we hope we get the message to the next generations. There's going to be granite back there with Dick's bio. You know,
okay.
It's going to be. It hasn't been etched yet. That's one of the next etchings, as an example. You
That's
know,
why
things like that.
That's why it's only 99% complete, right?
90. You're going to hear 99 all the time. That's all you're going to hear about this from now on is 99.
We need shirts. Somebody make shirts. 99 all the time. There it is.
It's 99 all the time, because we're going to continue to put the finishing touches on, the finishing touches, and the finishing touches.
Well, I'd say, Don, we are running out of time, because I could go a lot longer on just how they created this beautiful facility that we are sitting in. But on behalf of all of us, kudos to you and everybody that dug a trench, watched the rock go down, collected funds. I mean, it's a lot more than one or two people, and I think Billy and Paul would agree, you guys knocked it out of the ballpark.
There's a few strikes in there, but
as we leave here, I'm assuming this is going to be our last interview of the day here at the Dick Trickle Memorial before we get things started. Jesse, if you can pan up on to Dick Trickle right now. One of the greatest quotes I ever heard from Dick in an interview. The interviewer said, "What's it like to be a living legend?" Dick said, "Right now I'm just good, very good at what I do. When I'm gone, I'll be a legend." And we can now call him that legend.
Tell you what, every interview we did, and if you listen to that interview again with Donn Lee Stueck, the average age of the gentleman that built and dug dirt and poured concrete was about 58 years old to build that whole memorial.
I think you're off by about 20 years there, dude.
No, because there were some nephews and a couple of sons who went up and helped. That kind of brought the age bracket down.
Oh, yeah, there's somebody waiting down the curb. But yeah, that was, some of the cool stories that these guys had to tell were amazing. Don, one of them, building this thing, a labor of love for these guys.
Did a great job. Can't wait to get back to. I've been up there twice, and it's been horrible weather twice. So we need to take a road trip up there when it's nice.
It's you. You beat me up there every time.
When it's sunny up there. All right, that's going to do it for the program. If you know who won that Faster Pastor race, by the way, because there were so many names, we didn't have them with the numbers, congratulate them on our behalf, because I don't have the name written down. I want to thank Donn Lee Stueck and the Faster Pastors for putting on quite the show. Lots of Smash-orama highlights coming your way next week, and highlights of the Tim Meyer Memorial Shootout at the Tomo Sportive Speedway. For that guy and everyone behind this banner here, I'm Radio Man Dan Dynker. Thanks for joining us on KQEG TV.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dykert, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.
Would you like a job making people happy? Well, I believe we can help you out. Big Boar Barbecue and Catering has openings for both full and part-time work. Days, nights, or weekends. Need to be free on weekends or need to be done by the time the kids get out of school? We can work with that. We need hard-working, energetic people who love to make people happy because our food makes everybody happy. Join the team at Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem. Now that's a mouthful.
Big Boar Barbecue.